Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Dansky Live. It's good to be back. Oh, hang on. Let me whip up the chat. Bitava. Hey, how are you, Danny? If you're going to keep calling me Danny, I'm going to start calling you Mum in a minute. Oh, that's what she wanted to call me those 37 years ago. Michael, watching from Guyana. Have I pronounced that correctly, or is that a typo? I'm not sure. Still not me. This countdown and a rocket launch gave the same vibes. Ali Love from Pakistan. Hey, Ali. From Bangladesh. Ooh, excellent. Okay, cool. Well, we'll wait for a few more people to join. Good news today. We shouldn't have any webcam issues because I'm using an actual, like, proper little webcam rather than a big chunky DSLR camera. So hopefully things should be a little bit more stable. And as you may have guessed by the title, we are going to be doing some logo design. I've got a little bit of an idea in my head left over from last week's stream. We did the Gal logo, we did the Rebecca logo, and we didn't quite get around to Luke's iced coffee. And I had a raw idea pop into my head randomly, and I feel compelled to follow up and try it. It's a bit out of my comfort zone. It's a bit more illustrative rather than my usual clean, precise geometric style, but that's not a good enough reason to not have a crack at it anyway. And even if it turns out terrible, then we could all have a laugh at my expense. But hopefully you guys are going to fire some ideas at me anyway. Diana, love from Calendar. Oh goodness, the speech fails begin. Love from Canada. Love to you too, Diana. Thank you so much for joining. Sebastian, hi from Sweden. Oh, but on vacation in Indonesia. Nice. Good to have you here, Sebastian. You're my designer idol, sir. Oh, that means a lot. Thank you so much. Have a good stream. We'll see. We'll see. The last one was really good, actually. I think it turned out well. I love your tutorials, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Sema, hey, good to see you. I don't know if Leo or Poppy are going to be joining today. We will see. Hello, I'm watching from Uganda. Excellent. Oh, we're all over the world today. Okay, definitely over caffeinated. Sparkling water. Let's get some tunes on. Let's get cracking. We'll see what we can do in a couple of hours with Luke's iced coffee. As I say, I've got an idea in my head. Whether that actually translates on screen or even turns into anything good, we'll have to wait and see. And if the camera does freeze, or the audio is terrible, or you can suddenly hear Avenged Sevenfold heavy metal blasting out, please do let me know. Because if you can, then I've got something's clearly gone wrong somewhere. Give my regards to Leo and Papinda and Eli. Oh, thank you, Sema. I will. Okay. Drink iced coffee for better ideas. Hello from the Philippines. Okay, right. I'm going to assume the audio is good, and my face is, well, as good as it's going to get. So let's jump into it. So Luke's iced coffee. Right, let's get the old pen display. Okay, right. So let me just try and sketch this out. This idea that's in my head. It might look awful, but we'll see where we go. No pressure, Dan. No pressure. Now, when I'm sketching, I don't want to do this. I drop the flow down to like 30%. Nice thin brush. And then you get this kind of more realistic sketch lines. It's a bit close. There we go. Right. So the idea that's in my head is something like this. This will be awful. There we go. Get the excuses in, the disclaimer up front. This is just what is in my... It popped into my head last week, and we didn't get time to have a crack at it, but... Oh, no, I've overshot on the right here, but that's fine. Apostrophe. Something like that. Yeah, I might go with a little s, actually. Just to be... Oh, God. I'm drawing an S. We'll fix that, don't worry. Okay, now we can, of course, we could tilt that slightly, it's fine. Luke's, and then we got the word. Let's just try and space this out a bit better. Let me get some guides in there. We got the iced. No, it needs that bit's bigger. So the iced coffee is going to be massive. Mahusive. Whoa. And hopefully this gives some hope to anyone who says I can't draw, because, you know, I'm not exactly... I'm no Leonardo da Vinci myself. I mean, arguably he was more of a painter than a drawer, but you get the point. I don't draw very often at all, unless I'm kind of need to sketch something down that's in my head. But that doesn't stop me from designing. Okay, we've got Luke's, iced. This is actually going better than I thought. I thought this would be awful. Right, okay, so what have we got? Coffee. I'm going to start with the middle word. I'm going to start with the middle and then work outwards, because then I'm more likely to get the symmetry and not overshoot it. So we got an F. We got another F. There we go. And this will actually kind of arc up, but I'll do that with Photoshop. We'll let Photoshop assist me with that. Let's move this closer. And actually, let's be... Oh no, there we go. Let's just do the E quickly. We'll do the E. Right, we got an O for coffee. And then last of all, a C. Different font to the one above, but we'll ignore that for now. Luke's iced coffee. Right, we got those 3 layers. Let's name them up so we don't get confused, which, let's be honest with me, doesn't take a lot. Luke's iced coffee. Save the file in case Photoshop decides to crash. Stream, boom, there we go. Moosh! Hello, Dan. I've missed the last few streams. Hope you've been well. I'm very well, Moosh. We've had some fun. They're on the channel if you do want to check them out. Hey, Gal, good to see you again. Yes, love to see you working. I'm excited. Wilonzi, who might be called Ian. I'm not sure. Good to see you again. How can you resize the brush? Okay, so the easiest way to resize the brush tool is, well, you can do it up here, and the hardness can control how soft and feathered and fluffy the edges are. I'm using the left and right square brackets on the keyboard, so they're next to like the letter P on the keyboard, and that's the easiest way to just kind of like this. I think there is another nifty trick, holding down a key and moving the mouse up and down, but I can't remember how to do it. Okay, so we've got the word coffee. Right, let's Command or Control T for free transform, and we're going to warp that. Now I'm not going to do this, none of that. We're just going to use a preset. I'm going to go with an arc, a bend of like, let's go -20, -30. Is that pushing it? I've made the mistake of already trying to terribly warp this one here, so... Ooh, okay, hang on. Where's the box over there? Have I just like stuck some random... There we go. The box should be nice and tight. Otherwise, it's going to take all that excess and bring that into the warp. So, because I sort of started trying to warp this, let's go for a 20 and see if that balances with the bottom. Yeah, it's not too bad. Now I'm going to try and just resize these. And the one in the middle... to kind of, I don't know if this will work, to fit the sort of the contours of the letters, we might need to bulge this, but it might look a bit rubbish. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. A little bit of a bulge. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, I can make that work. It's just whether it looks good or not. I don't know. Is it important to get Adobe certified via Certiport? I've been designing for 17 years. I'm not Adobe certified. Uh, make of that what you will. Indeed, Paris, we are back. We are back on a Thursday. It is Thursday, right? I'm not going completely mental. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, so this was one idea that I had, and then I was looking up pictures of iced coffee. And kind of trying to understand how iced coffee is typically represented, because I thought it'd be quite nice to get something, or at least some sort of characteristic of iced coffee in there. So you can have iced coffee in like a tall glass. You can get it from like, your Starbucks in a plastic thing with a straw. We've got, let me just show you what I'm looking at. We've got Jimmy's iced coffee. There we go, Jimmy's iced coffee there. So we could do something in a bottle, but that's probably less recognizable as iced coffee. Although there's quite a lot of iced coffees in cans these days. So I don't know, maybe there's scope for a new iced coffee in a can. So we could try, we could go with a can. In fact, there's a really, really, really easy win here, and that is to turn this fella into a nice can. There we go. That doesn't look like a can, but it could be a can. Unless we kind of keep it all 2D. Kind of harder to see that it's a can there, but yeah, how else could we get this into get like a can? It'd be nice to get the product in there. I don't know. And I thought it'd be good to play around sketching this, because this is, like I say, a bit more out of my comfort zone. And I feel like this might be a bit more handcrafted, use some more organic shapes. And to jump into Illustrator with that might be a big mistake. We need to play a bit more with this one, I think. How can I get unless we had a fist coming out of the middle grabbing the can? I don't know. I mean, guys, feel free to, let me just check the chat. Feel free to throw ideas directly at my face as well. As always, this is a team effort. I am just the brush. I am the puppet, and you are the puppeteers. Oh, you bought the 5 a.m. Club book, and I will start reading it. Oh, that's amazing, Sema. Oh, yeah, it's so good. We've slipped out the 5 a.m. habit now, but we're definitely trying to get back to it because it's just so good. I love me some canned coffee, especially the Monster Java kind. Nice. Hi, it's a good book. Yeah, I'll be curious to know how you find it, Sema. Ice cubes. Yes, that's a good idea. Iced cubes. Do you have any tutorials from Photoshop for someone starting from scratch? Yeah, I've got quite a few. I think they're probably mixed. So you'll get some that are more beginner. Actually, no, there's definitely some that are more beginner friendly and some that are more advanced. But let me just shoot you the playlist in the chat, and yeah. So there's the Photoshop playlist. You might have to go through and see what takes your fancy. I think some of the older Photoshop videos, obviously I've got a very different teaching style back then, but I think I'm a bit more slower paced. Gal says, what's the 5 a.m. book? Okay, so the book's called The 5 a.m. Club, and it's by a chap called Robin Sharma. And it's had a hugely positive impact on my life. Basically, I stay up too late designing and working, and I then started getting up at 5 a.m. and I just found good things were happening. Life was just becoming easier. You start the day with exercise, meditation, and what else? Yeah, like some journaling or a bit of reading. I don't read much, but I was reading. And then I suddenly found I started my day really, really early and I was getting more done. Grabbing the logo like it is a can, almost make an illusion for the packaging so it looks like the can is being grabbed. Yeah. Make the iced the top of the can. Oh, I see. So Derek, you mean like as if we're looking down on top of the can. So hang on, let me just... Is this what you mean, Derek? So let's just say that's the top of the can and we're looking down. So, you know, you might have the ring pull there, for example. That's not a ring pull. But basically a top down. Deckard, hey, good to see you. Placing a can at C is a can. Okay. No, not for me. That's what I thought as well, Gal. That's what I thought. Ooh, nice. A 957 out of 1,000. Good work, Michelle. Skew it so it's tipped back. Oh, I see what you mean. So hang on, let me try that again. So you mean... And then you see a bit of the can? Have I got that right? Maybe only the opener ring is quite iconic. That's a good point. Okay, so we got the ring pull. That could work. That could work as the letter I as well. I's great when you got a logo design. It really is. In fact, we could incorporate the letter C as the ring pull. Might be even better, actually. No, maybe the I. Let's get a ring pull. Can ring pull. Oh, I don't know, actually. Oh, Shutterstock. Cheeky. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that would work better as the I. Let's have a play. In fact, as an I, yeah, that could definitely work. But the C, could we do a letter C? That mimics the shape of a ring pull. So we could come across... That looks more like an E, actually. So could the ring pull be an E? That might be a better idea. It doesn't look like an E. Oh, Dan. Fantastic name, sir. Well done. Very good. What about D? Yeah, I mean, it could work as a lot of the letters, really, couldn't it? Luke's Coffee. What's that font I had the other day? If you watch my latest video, you'll have seen this font. It's called... oh, where is it? Shaka Pow. There we go. That's great. It's like a good sort of, you know, the comic book, you get the pow kind of sound effects and wham and all that. This was the kind of thing that was in my head. I quite like mixing up the upper and lowercase. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that is uppercase. Wow, okay. The uppercase I is a lowercase I. I wonder if we could play with this, actually. This font is probably the closest thing to the random idea that popped into my head. It's a bit all over the place in terms of its baseline, but, you know. Why not? Let's work with it anyway. I can always move the letter position. That's easy enough. So we'll just throw down a... what we do? We'll do a warp, an arc. Go 30. Yeah, why not? And then we'll do another one on the bottom. Warp, arc, and we'll go minus 30. Yeah, that's not a bad starting point as a kind of what was in my head. Yes, Dancer, it's a very good name. Reese, hey friends, can't stay but wanted to drop in and say hello. How you feeling, Reese? Are you feeling a bit better now? Hey, fan Dan. It's Hutton, also known as actually called Ian. Yeah, I watched and I love that Shaka Power video. Yeah, it's a real good, it's a good nifty little font. It's free as well. I wonder. Let's have a little look on 1001 fonts. Because I do find when you sort of use paid fonts from like other platforms, like I get mine from Envato Elements, the quality's better. This one's quite nice actually. Totally irrelevant, but I do quite like that. You can get some pretty wild and wacky ones on sites like 1001 Fonts. That's kind of what I want. Something a bit wild and wacky. Like fun, whimsical. I've got to see what that is. Fun, playful. Let's have a look. Yeah, like this. Very, the letters are very non-uniform in their style. Might have that one installed, actually. Yeah, this kind of thing. This is totally not what I would normally do. I've got to put a pin in that one. Oh, wait. Whimsical. Ooh, Hawaiian punk. Nice. I swear some of these categories. I swear the fun fonts and the playful fonts are pretty much the same. They're the same list. Wunderbar. That looks like a Wonka font. And sometimes you've got to be careful, you know, running headfirst into I'm going to grab a font. But actually, in this case, this is actually probably giving me the most inspiration, is looking at these different fonts and seeing if anything has the characteristics of what's in my head. And yeah, they definitely do. Even this one. Quite like that. Riffic. Oh, what's that? Commercial use license. Excellent. Maybe we go with that then. Oh yeah, actually there's more than I thought actually here. There is more than I thought. I kind of like this. I'm going to have a crack with that one. We'll see. Finally back to normal, says Reese. Just been slammed catching up on work. Oh, I know it's the worst, isn't it? When you're unwell and then you've got to catch up. Why is ice the biggest? Oh, no particular reason. Just the idea that popped in my head. All right, let's get this Riffic free font in. Yeah, this, I feel like this could be the one. But let's see. There we go. It's funny, really, the whole design process. Yeah, I think this is the one. It's just never like a straight line. Sometimes it's sketch, 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 and you don't get to all this until you've got a solid sketch. And other times it's just like, well, as you can see here, starting with a font. How does the apostrophe look? Oh, yeah, that's it. This is the one. It's not as crazy as this, where the baseline's jumping everywhere and it makes it hard to align, but there's enough non-uniformity and the letters are all kind of, they've got their own bit of personality, you know? I feel like the letters could be a collection of friends just hanging out. I mean, that looks quite nice, actually, left aligned. There we go, done. Call it a day. I do like that. But let's not be lazy. Let's keep going. Let's play around with some hierarchy a bit. So we'll get that nice big iced back. You have to excuse the random head bobbing. I don't have the coffee jitters. I just love listening to music and designing. And now in 2024, streaming as well, apparently. Caffeine, designing, streaming with you guys, and heavy metal. Ah, yeah, I think this is going to be good. This is cool because then if I switch out one of the letters, I could actually draw like an illustration or something, but it doesn't have to be like very precise. I can kind of try and mimic the characteristics of the letters. This is going to be good, I think. They're a bit tight for me, so I might just kind of bump up the tracking. And the tracking is that, whoa, not that much. The tracking is the spacing between all of the letters as a collective. So if I click in the box here and press the up arrow key, the kerning is between individual pairs of letters. So if I were to tweak the spacing between the I and the C, that's your kerning. Tracking is everything. And just while we're up here, leading is your line height, or the spacing between different lines. Let's go for... I'm going to go for 30. And I'm going to mimic that on the other words as well. So we'll go 30. Should look pretty decent. Just woke up. Your stream was the first notification I clicked. Boom! Yes! That's what we like. And thank you for showing up here, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Dan, for your time and teaching us. You are very welcome. Type out the thing you want in the text, and it will show what you wrote out. That is a good point. I should have done that, actually. That was... Yeah, so what I could have done, actually, is typed Luke's iced coffee, and it would have actually written out. That makes picking fonts even easier. So yeah, I should have shown that. Good shout, Dan. Good shout. Okay, right. Iced coffee. I got to think what I want to get in there. So we've got ice cubes that was suggested by Moosh. They got the drink itself. What other kind of iconography and things could you associate with drinking iced coffee? The drink itself being like the can. Hello again. You could also use the O on the coffee for the can. Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. Ideally, I'd like to get the visual aspect of the design into the word iced because it's that focal point. But yeah, we could get that in there. Yeah, I mean, we could do a slightly different lockup with the text. So if I were to kind of bring this down, and let's say we go for Luke's iced, and then we go coffee, you know, we could do that. And then, yep, the coffee's now more prominent. We get the O in the can. I like it. What else we got? Coffee beans, of course. Yeah, coffee beans can be, at least for me, somewhat tricky to represent. Let's not rule it out though. Have a happy coffee bean. Straws, nice. Cream, good. I've got straws, cream. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Caramel. Oh, now you're just making me hungry. A cup handle. Okay, so a cup. In fact, I'm just going to put cups, cans, and then we'll get rid of that one. Cup handle as the D. Oh, I mean, could we make the word ice as the drink and then have the D as the cup handle? I don't know. Let's put it on anyway. Cup handle D, just in case. Bean. Is this for packaging? No, it's for a logo. Make Luke a green monster. Well, like have a little bit of a mascot. Hello, Dansky from Greece. Hello, Elias. Thank you for joining. A splash, maybe. Ooh. Yeah, we could do. I'll put that up next to cream. For the mixing of cream and coffee. Yeah, okay. Oh, I see what you... Sorry, I missed the word swirls. Swirls. Swirls, swirls, swirls. Yeah, there is something that's coming to mind, kind of stirring the top of an iced coffee in a container. Let me just sketch out what's in my head. So you got the top of a plastic container. Let's just pretend that's the container. Got the straw coming down. And the container obviously goes around. And then, yeah, we got some... something like that. So we could turn that into something. Is there a color brief for this, Dan? There's no brief whatsoever. Oh, thank you, Elias. I appreciate that. I'll be back in 10-20 minutes, says Ian. Don't worry, mate. We'll still be here. We got work to do. Make the word iced look like it's shivering because it's cold. Nice. Okay. Right, wow, we've got a few ideas we could play around with here. Okay. So I'm going to try and look at these different ideas and think about different places that I could integrate this into the design. Potentially, we could just do something, you know, with words and letters. We don't have to have a literal representation of iced coffee. But hey, it's all good ideas. It's all brainstorming. Do you have a custom workspace? It's just nothing too crazy. I've got my layers, channels, paths, property inspector here. Glyphs, that doesn't need to be there. And then just the text in the paragraph controls. Luke's Glacier. That's a good first sketch, to be honest. Oh, thank you, Dan. This makes me want to get back into logo design. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I mean this could make a cool sketch. How would it fit? How would it factor into this though? You know? I don't know. Pop it on top there, maybe. Thicken it up. I mean, I don't know. Could be onto something. It's very tall. How would this logo how would this work if it was horizontal? Bringing that down there. Could bring that down, I suppose. Dansky, how often do you stream? Usually twice a week. Type the shape in the container. That's a good idea. Type, wait, type, oh, typo in shape of the container. Oh, hang on. Type O in the shape of the container. I was like, what? No, that was me. That wasn't you. That was me. Kind of offset at the left and not on the center. If I could like integrate this somehow into the body of the design. Unless we God, there's so many ideas. I mean, this could look kind of cool, actually. That could look cool. Excellent. Or maybe this one. All right. No more Revenge Sevenfold. It's time for something a bit different. Music from Demon Souls. Unless you turn the O into the sketch instead and then have the straw lapping with the text. James, good to see you. How about Luke's with the apostrophe as the straw, iced in the coffee drink, and coffee on the container's body? Okay, the apostrophe is the straw, iced in the coffee drink, and coffee as the container's body. Iced as the straw. I'm going to have to read this slowly. Sorry, no. Luke's with the apostrophe is the straw. Iced in the coffee drink. So iced text goes in there. Iced. And coffee on the container's body. Have I understood that correctly, James? Even though this looks awful. Have I generally got the right idea there? No, sorry, that's the apostrophe, isn't it? Okay, good. Just checking. I mean, I don't want to rule it out. It's very creative. I'll give you that. Let's let's try. Let's have a play. See if we can line that up. Ooh, that's better actually. So we'll probably need to well, let's just rasterize the letters for now. Okay, so we need the straw. It's definitely a bit out there, James. I'll give you that, but we'll try it. You never know. And that'll be the body. So. We've got the straw coming down here. Oh no, let's there we go. That's better. Straw coming down here. The drink It's going to be quite large. And then the cup, sides of the cup. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? That looks like more of a dish. So I might just leave those lines open to kind of... What is the important word, Luke's, iced, or coffee? That's a good question. If we had a brief, I think it would probably be a bit more... we'd be able to answer that question a bit better. Yeah, I mean, Dan, if you follow me on YouTube, I'll post it later on. But my social handle for Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever it's called, I'll probably post it on Instagram at some point. But that's my social handle, at Forever Dansky. Did I put a space in there? Obviously without the space. That's my thing on all the platforms. So Alana says, nah, it won't work. It's out there. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's definitely out there. I'm not sure. I do like this. I love this lock up here with the kind of the slight sort of restructuring of the hierarchy, making these words a bit smaller. Let's play with this. Maybe we shouldn't bend it. Maybe we should type on a path. What about the cream idea? Let's have a play with that. Cream. It doesn't really look like cream. Looks like something else. Could be cream. Transform the sea into a cup. What about if we added a ring pull into the sea? I think someone said earlier about the can idea. Let's rotate my artboard a bit. So, where's my ring pull reference image? There you are. Let's try this. This could work actually. View. So we could come in there. And what have we got? The ring pull coming out there. It's got to have the characteristics of a ring pull, enough that it is recognizable. So we could make that work as a ring pull. Guess something else to make it fit with the style more. We could stroke that. Not like that, but like that. Ooh, how do I select? Where's me? There we go. Yeah, so there could be potential there to add a ring pull and turn that into the can, maybe. Have a splash coffee cream loop around the back from the right side of the D, over and between the word coffee. It's very much a brainstorming session. Yeah. And then have a splash with coffee and cream loop around back from the right side of the D, over and between the word coffee. So something like round through there. A splash. Let's just finish playing around with this first, just before I get too carried away. Do you know, I think I could make that look like a can. I think I could make this look good. I could make that look like a can, and we could even add a bit more can. Ooh, right, steady hand. They call me steady hand. And... oh, come on, look at that. Look at, oh no, he's losing it. Oh, that's not bad. Look at that. No smoothing either, because in 24 on the MacBook Pro it's broken. So I could turn that into a decent looking can. I really could. That could work. Not on the E because the O looks like a can. Yeah. The only problem is I've got to make sure it looks like an O. And at the moment it's a C. And it's looking like an O. So I've just got to make sure I integrate this in a way that you see here, the ring pull completes the shape. I know most people would read that as iced coffee. They'd get it because there is no such word as iod coffee. Like the brain is smart, right? But if I then pull this out and create a bit of a gap, suddenly the C becomes more recognizable. And I could even chop this out of the E. So let's rasterize you again. Oh no, hang on. There we go. Yeah, so we could sort of chop this out so it kind of connects into the E. And what I would think I would do on the outer stroke is make that thicker. So the detail of the ring pull and the C would be maybe thinner. Outer letters will be thick. And I'd probably flip these around as well. And they're a bit thin right now, but I would definitely chunk them up. And I think that would give me the look that I'm going for. And I could actually, because they're kind of stroked, I could even squish these together. I think that's a winner. The fact that it looks good in this very, very crude scale, at least in my opinion, I think it looks good in this very crude stage. Usually that's a sign to me that I'm onto something. Usually a lot of my designs at this stage in Photoshop will look rubbish. And then it's only through Illustrator that they will get better and better. The fact that it looks good here now, even passable, I think I can make this work. I think it will only get better is what I'm trying to say. What's the consensus on this one? Do we think? It's kind of a bit rough around the edges right now, but I think it with the ring pull and everything and the font and I think it kind of captures what was in my head, sort of. Is it a canned iced coffee? It is now, yeah, apparently. There is no brief, so we're just kind of making it up. How about adding the same tab in the D? So Maggie, yeah, that's a good point. But what I've got to be careful of is over designing it. So, um, for example, if it wasn't Luke's and it was, I don't know, Catherine's iced coffee, for example, or Connor's iced coffee, there's another letter C in there, and it's like you don't want to put the visual ring pull part in every single letter that's the same, because otherwise it can just, you end up over designing it. It's a winner. Okay. The consensus seems to be it looks like a pizza slice. Yeah, we're gonna work on it. We've got to work on it. Da, 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 da. Right, so just before we go any further, I'm terrible at promoting my own course, but I've made a course that teaches everything I know about Adobe Illustrator. That's like 17 years of obsessively learning the right way to do things. And it's now condensed into a full course. So if you're a beginner and you want to just shortcut years and years of learning and frustration and all the different problems and mistakes that I think many of us have made on the way, I know I certainly have, then this course is just going to teach you Illustrator as quickly as possible. And if you're interested, you can also sign up to my mailing list and you get a code for 15% off the course. Okay, that's the promo segment done. Only took me like nearly an hour to mention the course in there. Goodness, I'm terrible. Oh. I spent 6 months making that course. I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm terrible at promoting it. Definitely more of a designer than a marketer, that is for sure. Right. Let's go. Let's get this looking tasty. We've got a good hour now. What was this again? Rific free. Okay. Alright, let's grab this. And I'll grab the ring pull as well, just so I know exactly what I'm doing. I mean, we didn't even get to playing around with uppercase and lowercase. I think I'll keep it upper for now, but the word Luke and coffee, that could be lowercase at some point. We'll see. I kind of want to make the S smaller. I don't know why. Something inside is telling me to make that smaller. So we'll see where that goes. All right. Nope. We're not in Photoshop anymore, Dan. Keyboard shortcuts. Okay. Tracking. What was that? 30. Space it all out a bit. Actually, let's make that bigger. Looks a bit weird. Make this smaller. Scale tool, which is S on the keyboard. Not too small. In fact, we may as well swap the fill and the stroke. Ah, okay. So if I swap the fill and the stroke, I can't align the stroke to the outside with live text. So what I'm going to do is need to convert this to outlines here, create outlines, which turns it from editable text into a set of shapes. But I don't want to edit the text anymore. And we're going to get pretty creative with that letter C, and we're going to chop it to bits anyway. So now you can see I can align the stroke to the outside, and it looks more like this, which is kind of cool. And I will need to shuffle all of my letters so they don't overlap. There we go. Oops. Nice. How thick do I want it? There we go. Round off those corners. Makes it a bit more playful. We don't want anything like this. This bit in the E. That's no good. So I'm going to thicken up the stroke just until it goes. Yeah. And I might bring the letters back together. That's easy enough. So now let's group these again. Centrally align everything. There we go. So we've got the general structure. I might even butt those up there at the end. We'll see. We'll see. So we've got the general structure. Let's copy that out again. Just drag with Alt or Option and Shift. I like to do this because I kind of create these like checkpoints. So if something goes wrong, then which does sometimes happen often, at least I've got like a fallback, you know. Oh, hello, Leo White and Poppy. Good as always. Howdy diddly. I'm doing Leo, no Lego. Hi, mummy. Oh, goodness. For anyone wondering, Popinda is my beautiful partner, and Leo is my very handsome eldest son. And he's 8. Eli, as we call him, the nightmare, is 3 years old, and he's at school. No, he's back from school now, so I'm guessing Eli's there as well. Hello, family. I know. Oh, we got the whole family here. What size is your artboard? 6,000 pixels squared, but I'll probably be honest, it's never going to be enough. I'm sure we'll fill plenty of this as we go on. Right. So I've got the word iced here. I'm going to copy, paste, hold shift, and use the arrow keys to nudge that out. So I'm just going to nudge it out here. Now to get creative with this and chop into it, I will need to expand it. And then ungroup everything. It's really the kind of C and the E that I'm going to focus on. So, rotate view tool. So we can actually rotate the artboard view in Illustrator, not just Photoshop. And where's my ring pull gone? Come on, over you come. There you go. Let's just crop you. There you go. Nice. Nice little reference image there. And if you're wondering how I'm moving around so quickly, it's just keyboard shortcuts. That's all it is. Okay, so let's lock everything, and we need to do a ring pull. So the angle on that's quite steep, actually. I could make it less steep, so it's less pizza slice. Maybe, we'll see. And we'll just get that in there. Try and match the stroke weight. Of course, we want to round off those corners as well, so they have the same sort of soft curved corner as the rest of the design. And now I've got to get some detail in there. It's not affording me a lot of space to get these in. It's quite narrow at the bottom. So I could chop away a bit more of the C. Actually, I think I will. Yeah, I'm going to chop away a bit more of the C. I need to create a bit more space. It's Poppy with a Y moosh. Can't wait until Eli's rebranding Nike. Oh yeah, Eli, he'll be rebranding Nike next week probably. Oh, he's watching. Oh, hello, Eli. Right, let's Ah. Oh, that's a problem. Okay. So because I've expanded the letters, it's not going to be very easy now to kind of chop that out. So you see here, I've expanded the letters, so I've got the geometry of the shape with a fill. I need it like this as an editable stroke. So now what I can do is, what I'm going to do is just use a rectangle to kind of bridge those two parts. And then if I scale it up, there we go. You see I'm cutting into both sides equally. I think I might have cut into it a bit too much there. I just need a little bit more space. So then I can select it all, grab the shape builder tool, Shift and M. And now I can just hold Alt or Option and drag through. And there you go. I've just trimmed it down. But we've done it in a precise way. So now I can just nudge that back in. There we go. And now I've got some more space. And let's rotate the artboard again. There we go. 90 degrees. Fantastic. So let's bring that back down. So if I bring that up and then extend it out. So there we go. I've just given myself a slightly wider base. Let's move that into the middle. Come on, Dan. Attention to detail. There we go. Nice. Now at the moment it's square and obviously isn't very ring pull-esque, but rather than draw the curves manually, I just kind of line in the squares and then I'll just round them off like this. If I want to kind of round it off. It's just a much better way of doing it. And yeah, we could scale it up. There we go. Let's leave it there. Rounding corners tool is great. It really is. Oh my goodness, what is this music I'm listening to? It's not even speaking English, but it's awesome. What's the artist called? I've got to look this up. At Ease, ATEEZ. The World Episode 1 Movement. All right. Sure, why not? Right. I've got to try and get some details in here now. Let's start with the circle. Can detail. This is top down. Now this isn't going to be a perfect circle, I imagine, so we're just going to stretch that in. So the width all the way around is as consistent as possible. This is awesome. Loving this. What a tune. Right. I'm going to maybe rotate it to try and get into that. As you can see, this shape is quite uniform. And to be honest, it probably doesn't need to be perfect because, you know, the font itself isn't like that. And what I can do is press C for the scissor tool, make a cut, direct selection tool, and delete. And we could add some more details for the can there, but we'll use that to start. Yeah, let's make the ring pull a bit bigger. Okay, so how would I cut out the E? I got to be careful cutting that out too soon, because once I cut out the E, it's kind of irreversible. Coffee power indeed. So let's work on the ring pull itself first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the ring pull, object, path, offset path, and we'll use a negative value. A negative value will bring it inside the shape. And maybe that. And then I'll eyedropper tool the same stroke weight. So I'm using a smaller stroke weight for the detail. I wonder if... So we've got one line. So again, shape builder tool. Yep. And again, if you're wondering, you know, how I'm doing all this, it's just a very extensive knowledge of Illustrator's tools. So there's my full Illustrator course. There we go. Drive by segue. Boom. There's my full course. It's just knowledge of the tools. I know, you know, design is more than just knowing tools and software, but like, trust me, once you've got more of a knowledge of the tools, it kind of opens up what you can create. You've probably seen me do this like a ton of times. It's like, okay, I need to create this. What tools do I need to use? And then you kind of pick the most appropriate tool, and inevitably it creates a better product. What do we reckon? Ring pull? Oh, this is so weird being in the rotated view. Yeah, there's this weird bug as well with Illustrator where you lose your control handles. So you see, will it let me on this shape? No, the corner handles that you get sometimes disappear. And I think Reese mentioned he's had this as well. So these corner handles usually appear on shapes where the apex isn't too, like the angle isn't too acute. So I should get some corner handles there, but I'm not. So I got to try and figure out how to get them back, which is easier said than done. Sometimes it's the shape, the way I've kind of cut and shape builder tool to shape. It's kind of like, nah, you've lost your editing capabilities, and then recreating the shape from scratch can sometimes fix it. There we go. That's a bit more ring pull. Ooh, what's going on over here? Okay. Right. Okay, this one's gone a bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the knife tool. Alter option, shift, cut straight through. Delete the funny half. O, reflect tool, alter option, click, horizontal, copy. There we go. Perfect symmetry. Now I've just got to try and connect this up. Will it give me my control handles back? No. Okay, fine. Fine, Illustrator. You win. Whatever. We'll come back to that if I want to curve those corners. That's a pretty decent ring pull, I think, for now. And we could even just sort of play around with it a bit more. Yeah, so a couple of different styles there. Got the old solid fill one and the more linear one. See you later, Leo. It's like Dansky, not because he's any good at skiing, but just sounded good. Yeah, no, the name came about because I sort of came up with the name for a channel. I was like, oh yeah, my name's Dan. We'll call it Dansky. Kind of inspired a bit by Banksy, you know. But when I started the channel and came up with the name Dansky, I didn't have any intention of this happening. It was just for fun, honestly. Some of the old videos are just goofing around. It's awful. Just pure fun. Making videos. I'd never done it before. And it just turned into design. So, but yeah, my name is... Oh, what's that, Dan? Open close dot to get the handles back. All right, we'll try that. We'll try it. Let's give it a... Close it down. Let's have a go. Are you doing TikTok? No, I'm not a massive fan of TikTok as a platform, if I'm completely honest. I think, yeah, I was on TikTok and I don't like the platform. I don't like what it does to people. And social media, I can tell you firsthand, can be very, very addictive. And yeah, I don't know. Like I remember the times before social media was as big as it is, and I think there's probably a lot that we could all learn as a species about life before social media. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great. I wouldn't be sat here teaching everyone and just, you know, hanging out without it, but there's another side of it. Oh, has it changed a lot? There's a decent sized designer community on there. Oh, maybe I'll give it another look then. Yeah, it can. I think that's the thing as well. A lot of people aren't aware of how it affects them. I certainly wasn't for a long time. And if you're not aware, it can really sort of pull you in and not let you go. Right, let's... Oh, okay, I'm going to keep a backup E over there. There we go. So I'm going to make that a bit larger. And, right, I've got to be careful here. Let's move the E over here to work on it. It's easier to shift it out. And so I'll need to expand this one first, I think. And now, oh, there we go. That was easy. Yeah. Just chop it out, hold shift, use the arrow key, nudge it back in. And, oh, wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Undo, undo, undo. Down, go back, go back. Okay, sorry. I got a bit carried away there. Right, so I need to shape builder tool this, trim that off, trim that, and keep all of this. I knew something was wrong then. There we go. Okay, that's what I want. Let's give it back. Nice. There we go. So yeah, I had to kind of make sure the sizing was right. I think that probably needs work, maybe. I don't know. I think it's... Have I got my handles back? No, I still haven't got my handles. I know, it's a weird issue I've not found a fix for. The only fix for this weird issue with the rounded handles on custom shapes coming back is to move one anchor point ridiculously far out here. You see? they come back then and then round them off. But then when you put them back in, it kind of mucks things up. So only by moving them miles away do I get my control points back. Right, let's move these down here. Let's see what it looks like with the... Huh, not too bad. Oh, they're pushing landscape on TikTok, are they? That's interesting. How does that work with the whole kind of, swipe thing? Is there like a different kind of category with landscape videos? Because, yeah, I mean, I got a back catalogue on here of like 700 videos. So, if I could post those to TikTok and people could get some value out of it, then that's the thing, really. Like I said, I don't really like the platform. But, if there's designers on there and it might help them, that's that's the important thing. Elijah White. Oh my goodness. Why is he low on hip hops? Yeah, so the rough schedule with the live streams is usually Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Sometimes it does change, and I'll kind of post on the channel if it's going to be earlier or later. I am thinking of moving maybe this day to Friday, because I've sometimes got Leo with me at work on a Friday, and it's quite nice for him to kind of come in and be part of the stream as well. Mike, hey, coming in late, 120 viewers. Whoa, what? Where's the analytics? 120, my goodness. Is that you, Mike? Do you bring them all with you? Oh, goodness me. Wow. Well, thank you very much, all 121 of you. The font's name. What was it? Riffic. And it's a free font, commercial license as well. So if you ever want to use it, 1001fonts.com was the site I got it from. Right. Okay, I need a picture of the top of a can. Yeah. Oh yeah, you need the hole, don't you, where the drink actually sits, which we could sort of black that hole out there, I suppose. There we go. It's a bit more can-like, isn't it? Also, is anyone from Louisiana? Because I'm going to be in Louisiana next week, seeing a friend, which is going to be awesome. Yeah, let's get a picture of a can, actually. I suppose we could have an open can or a closed can. He does love a pig. You better believe it. I bring the army and fun. Nice. Dansky army. Oh, thank you, Dan. Oh, another Dan. God, we've got all the Dans in here today, haven't we? Excellent. All right, here we go. Reference images, something I did not use for the longest time. Big mistake. Makes life much easier and working faster. Okay. Right. Let's throw a version over here with the blacked out center hole. I think I'm gonna... Oh. Can I... Yeah, I think I think it needs some work. If I'm honest, I think it needs a bit of work. I like the way it cuts out into the E, but I don't like how removed it is from the C. Like, I kind of feel like I want to bring it in more, you know? Bit too big? I don't know. Let's just play around with the size a bit. I still need it to look like a C, though. That's the thing. Whereas with that kind of cutout bit, it's tricky. Let's go up here. Let's try and block this out. Oh, what about that actually? Like just keeping the letter C open, you know, rather than actually closing the ends of those shapes. Louisiana meetup. Oh yeah, if everyone could like the, I probably should ask this. If everyone could like the stream while you're here, it will probably boost it up the rankings, and more people will join the stream. So yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, or even if you're not enjoying the stream, God, give us a like the video. I'd very much appreciate it. Yeah, maybe that is a bit better, a slightly better integration. You see, I've cut the E out now, so remember I said that E, leaving that to the last minute was important. Let's get a new IED in there. There we go. That might be a bit better. Oh yeah, I've got to show you this, right? If I scale these up, you can see that they scale together from that central point. If I want to scale these both up, but from their own individual centered point, you want to go to transform each, and they will both scale up as individual objects. Is that more ring pull? I think it's just getting that ring pull right as well. Right, let's try that again. Cut. Cut. Actually, no. No. I'm not going to do that. Where's my ring pull reference image? There you are. Okay, instead of a straight cut, I'm going to use a circle. Let's make sure it's central. So it wouldn't let me round off those points, would it? It's just being weird. So instead, I'm going to round it off myself. And then we've got a straight one there. So I might bring that over, and then we'll do a straight one down here. So for the ring pull, nice, there we go. Sometimes I find it much easier to kind of work on individual bits and then nudge them back in. Hey, I can round off the corners. Yes. But it's gone weird again, but that's fine. I can... Oh, it's got double shape. How strange. Yes, nice. And this one's still not going to let me round it off. God damn it. No, not having it, are you? One thing you can do is if it really is being a pain in the bum and not rounding off the way you want, use the pen tool and just get that nice smooth curve. Not that. That's not a nice smooth curve. Okay, there we go. That's pretty decent. And then what we could do is we'll just delete the bottom half and then reflect tool the top. And then I've got that same curve. You know, I'm not pen tooling top and bottom separately because then you run into inconsistencies. That looks a bit more like a ring pull. So now let's copy and paste and stick that back in there. Yeah. Oh, there's a little button where they can click view full screen and it turns the screen to landscape so they can see the video. Okay, so they're pushing more landscape videos. How in the world do I feather an image? Are you feathering in Photoshop or Illustrator? Right. Nudge this out. Okay, again, we need to expand. Oop, let's expand again. Right. There we go. Chopped out E. Luke-sized coffee. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think there's definitely potential here. So let's run with that for now. Got one. Wonder if I could squish the letters down. I could even randomize these a bit more. You rotate them a bit, have a play. Let's just have a bit of fun with it, really. I'm not loving the apostrophe, so I might actually change that and draw my own one. Not sure. Squish or no squish? Or small coffee? Or maybe actually smaller. Yeah, let's get an apostrophe. maybe. See what it looks like. I go with a square and probably an arc. And we'll do a paths offset on the arc. Line these up. A bit thin. That's a bit better. Ah, right. Let's remove that bit. There we go. That's what I wanted. Nice. Get out of there, you old apostrophe, you. We've got a new apostrophe in town. There we go. Perhaps a little bit big, maybe. Can we squish it? I don't know how far I could squish that. Match the angle of the E. Maybe. I don't know. Tom! Hey, good to see you, man. Alright, what about this? Yeah. I wonder. I think I'm going to go back to before I had the before I customized all the text. I think I got a bit carried away there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Right, let's get some let's get a color in there. White. We'll start with black and white for now. Only problem is the letter C is kind of open. So, yeah. Might need to close that. Because I can't apply a fill otherwise. Okay, right. Ring pull. Let's get you out of the way for a second. We got work to do. Yep, trim you back. Trimmy trim. There we go. Mucked it up again. It's so difficult. Yeah. Oh, man. It's tough. I'm going to have to try and trim it even more. It's going to be my trim line. Hmm. I think this might be the kind of thing that, I mean, it's like all of them actually. You know, all of the streams, we sort of get the design to a point, and then when I kind of have a break from it and then sit and stare at it for a few hours later on, or the day after, you sort of have a tendency to notice things that I just wasn't seeing when we were live. So, right, can I put a fill in this now? Have I done this correctly? Oh, that letter E. Okay, so the E is a bit of a weird one. What I'll need to do is have two versions up here. This one, and if I delete the outside, it will leave the fill. So now I should be able to slot that back in. So it's kind of annoying, you know, it's two parts. Doesn't behave like other letters, but it's a pretty useful workaround. Let's just throw in yellow for now. What about you? Are you gonna behave yourself? I'll put some yellow in there. These. Okay, cool. So at least we know that we can apply color to it. Ian in the house. Double Ian. Rian says this logo's coming along nicely, although I'm craving a hot coffee right now. Yeah, me too. I got my sparkling water. Can you make it pop? Right, Cicillo, time out. You're liking the yellow. Is that a sick? I don't know why, but every time when I see Stream by Dan, I have to join. Amazing. Segue. Oh, good point, James. If you're interested in learning everything I know about Adobe Illustrator and you want to kind of shortcut all the mistakes and the frustrations and you're just literally starting out, or if you've been using it for years and you just kind of want some structured training, then here is my full Adobe Illustrator masterclass that will teach you 17 years of knowledge condensed into about 6 to 7 hours worth of training. And as part of that, you get access to the community and you can basically DM me anytime. So if you ever have a question or you get stuck, you can send me a DM and I will be there to help you. It is very Simpsons logo. Yeah, you're right. And if you're interested, then sign up for my mailing list because you'll get a code for 15% off the course. So it's worth doing. But yeah, if you're interested in learning Illustrator, that is possibly one of the fastest ways on the planet to learn everything I know in about 6 to 7 hours, whereas it took me 17 odd years, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. So it's too late for me, but it's not too late for you if you haven't started yet. Right. So we like the yellow, do we? I'm not sure personally. Orange is coming to mind for some reason. Orange and brown. Don't know why. Not sure why. We'll see where that goes. Orange, brown, and white. We will see if that... I mean, we're being a bit naughty, really. We shouldn't be getting to colour yet. This design could do with some more refining. But hey, it's fun to throw it on there and just see how it looks. Right. What was I going to try? There's a reason I got that circle. So I just needed to get some color in there. So if I want to kind of apply color to it, I know that I can. But right now I'm just going to make that color white because we're not done with the actual design first. Let's move that over there. For some reason, we're going from right to left now. Don't ask me why. This is the way it goes. Just want to kind of try a couple ideas here. Right, what are we doing? What are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to use the scissor tool. Cut, cut, cutty, cut. There we go. Get rid of that. Yeah, maybe. The whole thing inside a can. Canception. I don't know. Maybe not. What was I doing here? I was gonna. Ooh. Don't know about that. I've got lots of color suggestions. Yeah, I think it's not quite right yet. Hmm. Oh, it's really hard. It's a tough one. It's a good start. Yeah, really good start. Hmm. Ah, it's tricky. I'm gonna try a version without the. Or maybe the lines need to be thicker. Yeah. Maybe I should revisit that. Ah, that might be it. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Might be onto something here. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think I can make this one thicker because it's shaped with a fill. We're gonna cheat it. There we go. No one noticed. This one. What if it was more like symbolic of a ring pull rather than a literal representation? So I think what I mean by that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's hard. It's really hard. I think maybe I probably need to, for the word iced, try continuing that styling. This linear style. Again, just another idea that could work. I'm just going to pen tool it quickly just to see how it looks. So something like this. Just so it kind of fits with everything else. Oof, that D looks awful. Let's go straight down. There we go. Ah, there we go. That looks a bit better on the ring pull. Having it all the same weight. But again, we've got these weird tiny gaps in the E, and that is a bit of a no-no. Gonna play Minecraft, my friend George. Oh, see you later, Leo. Have fun. Oh, that's so cute when they play Minecraft together. All right, there we go. Let's get rid of those gaps. What do you think to the kind of added styling? This kind of continuation of the styling on the sea. I don't know. I'm going to have to try a version that's not like this. It's the original sketch. Hum, 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 hum. So just going back to a version where it's not kind of a stroke, just to see how it looks. We've got to make that comparison, I think. Huh. That's interesting. I think the bottom one, I've gone a bit mental. I think getting involved with the lines and everything, I think it was just a bit too much. And sometimes something simpler can be better. But if I'm honest, I don't think that C in the can is quite there yet. Definitely looks like a ring pull, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, go be an 8-year-old, Leo. That's cute. Looks a lot cleaner. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Ian. Kind of seeing the two side by side. Let me just bring them closer. I think yeah. I think I got lost. I lost down. Got lost down Luke's iced coffee rabbit hole. I actually prefer the C outlined, with the rest being solid. Oh, which one do you mean? Sorry, is that top or bottom? Less is more. Okay. Make the ring the only element with a stroke. I mean, the thing is, in the top one, the ring is kind of more like a stroke now, anyway. A mixture. Okay. Grim likes the top better. Hmm. Maybe quickly pull up a mock-up and let's see which looks better. Yeah, I don't have a mock-up of anything to hand. Oh, it would be good to see it on something. I'll be honest. I mean, I would download a coffee cup mock-up and whip it up now. I got to be honest. I think this one will look awful on a coffee cup mock-up. Yeah, I'm just gonna try what maybe what Citizen said. Like just looking at it now, like let's get rid of some of the detail that overcomplicated it, and we'll get rid of that ring pull. Take that ring pull style and put that over there. Yeah, they probably fit together a bit more. It was just too much before. Yeah. Just keep making it thicker. What about if we round off the corners ever so slightly? Just a little bit? Give it a bit more personality, maybe? Let's do that. Just a little bit. That kind of sort of packs together quite nicely. And I could fill those black bits in. That's easy enough. Oh, it's so hard. Oh. Okay, you think what, Grim? You think this one's looking better with the outline? What if iced was the only word outlined and Luke's the solid? Oh, goodness. Ah, oh, go on then, Moosh. Go on then. We'll try it. Let's have a look. So funny. We're just taking two designs and like mashing them together. I feel I'm feeling desperate now, guys. Just taking, we're like Frankenstein in this. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. That's the fun of designing, isn't it? You never know. Maybe. I think the font does a lot of the work. I think the ring pull is the bit, or the visual bit is the bit that's just not quite there. I'm like really confident about the font. I really do love it. I think it's the other stuff. Hey, there we go. I mean, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just play around with some angles. We don't need to keep everything very rigid and lined up, do we? Why not? Let's do that. There we go. That D is just too close. So I'm going to have to go in and move that. It either needs to touch or it needs to come apart a bit. And the I touches, so I might make the D touch as well. I think I'm obsessing over the D now. Does that need to rotate or... I would center Luke's and coffee. Yeah, that's what we had before. And I do like that. This was just me kind of trying something different before I kind of rule out any potentially good ideas. I do quite like the way with this stroke styling that it sort of can connect. Do you see what I mean? Like the whole design is sort of connected. I do like that. Rather than kind of it being spaced up here. I think I like it anyway. I might change my mind later on. Yeah, it's a bit more like compact. So hard. You know when you got like lots of ideas and you want to try them all but at once, but I'm just wondering if that ring pull could be made out of the actual letters. So almost... Oh no. That's the problem E. I made the E slightly differently, so it's causing me problems now. Like what I mean is, could I do this? Do you see what I mean? Like try and make the ring pull details and have the letters shapes kind of form the outside of the ring pull. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe? I think it's looking less like a ring pull though. Let's look up another logo. I'm going to look up another logo. Ring pull logo. See how someone else has done it successfully. If there is anyone. There's got to be a ring pull in a logo somewhere. Like a top down. Drinks can ring pull logo. Maybe there isn't. We've got a few different ring pulls here. This would have been helpful earlier on, wouldn't it, Dan? I mean, if anyone can suggest a ring pull logo, I'm not seeing any. That's weird. Let's just try ring pull logo. Cool. Nothing. Not even a sausage of inspiration. Just that vector ring pull up there and a few ideas. All right, I'm going to grab these. I'm going to grab these. And I'll grab this one. That's all I got. Best I got to work with. Because it might be that the shape is very simple, and I don't know, maybe I add up highlights in a few places to define it a bit more. Because that kind of tapers in at the bottom as well, which is kind of a bit more in line with our ring pull. Using native space, yeah. It just, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It doesn't look like a ring pull. Do you know what I mean? Not when it's kind of filled in solid. It's getting there though. Yeah, like this. Looks like a footprint. Yeah. Yeah, it does. I agree. And that ain't no good. I got an idea. Let's just literally, just to try, let's just copy this ring pull, drop it in as it is, and see how it looks. If it looks identifiable as a ring pull, you know? Let's do it real quick. I don't want to spend too long on it. Let's cut you across there. See if we can make this into something with the shape border tool. Good dunk, good dunk. Not too bothered about that last little. Oh, go on, Dan. Let's just put it in anyway, just in case. It might make all the difference. All right, there we go. So we know we've got a solid trace of a ring pull. Borrowing someone else's ring pull for a second. Black. Yep. Right, let's have another version out there. Good ring pull. Problem is getting it at that size. Right, so those inner details are going to have to be a lot thinner. There we go. Does that look more like a ring pull? Or maybe it's the placement, actually. Maybe it needs to be tucked a bit more in. Let's try. I really liked when the ice was outlined only. When I see the darker tab thing, now it looks like a shoe print. Right, let's just try my... Let's go back to my ring pull. Yeah, so funny. It's amazing, isn't it, how you can change it from like a stroke to a fill, and it changes it from looking like a ring pull to a footprint. Yeah, I think this was the best ring pull over here with the two different weights. Let's go and grab that. Because I feel like, yeah, it's missing that now. It needs that bit of detail. Yeah, it needs that detail. Hmm. Well, the E and the C certainly got very close then, didn't they? Still a footprint. You got this, you kung fu master. Yeah, you mean this one, James? Yeah, the one we're looking at now. It's a bit more ring pull, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Footprint. Nah, it looks a bit too like a kid's drawing. um, where's my E gone? There we go. OG, C and E. Oof, that looks a bit wonky. Not sure about that. Ooh. Little bit beef burger, that one. I had to go back and try a version without the ring pull, just in case I have gone too far down the ring pull rabbit hole. Which, as you know, is entirely possible. I think we saw that on the old GS Grind and Shine stream, didn't we? That was a journey, that one, that logo. Right. So I like that. I can confidently say that I like this. Even if it isn't finished, I like where that one has landed, you know? And of course, like I wouldn't tolerate these gaps. I would have to go and fill in some of these small little gaps, but you could kind of fill that in with black and it would be fine, you know? How long did it take you to get this good? I mean, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, it's a difficult one to answer, really, because I've been doing it for 17 years, but I do lots of different design. I'm not like just a logo designer or a graphic designer. Or, I've worked as a graphic designer, logo designer, UI designer. I do photo manipulation and art stuff. Like I love learning and I do a bit of everything. I think doing these streams actually has really helped kind of um, sort of expand my thinking a bit because I'm doing all this live off the cuff. Normally a good logo can take hours and days, and actually it's like puts you on the spot of now you got to design something now, mate. And it's probably quite good as well. It's good practice. And let a team turn into a smile at any moment. Oh no, no, I can see it. Hey, hey, hey. Da, 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 da. Ho ho. Yeah. It's frustrating because that's kind of where we started. So you can see we've gone through this ring pull process. And it's the kind of thing, if this was like a real project now, I would have to decide, am I going to pursue the ring pull idea even further and try and refine that? Or am I going to go and do something else? Because remember, this is just one idea. Like, on that initial Photoshop list, we had loads of ideas. We had ice cubes, cream, cup handles, coffee beans. I haven't even got to any of that yet. Had a couple of ideas like this with the kind of drink. We had James's wild idea there, which I do love. But yeah, maybe the drink could make a really cool graphic as well. But it's now nearly 2.5 hours, and so that would be for another day. That one. Let's just see how it looks. I always love the good white and black and white test. Let's get rid of that. Expand everything. Group, make it white. White. It does look kind of cool. think if I were to go and... I got to go and fill in those gaps first. I have to. Let's just fill them in, and we can try and at least tie off this stream with a little bow. Those tiny gaps. Got to be careful that I don't fill in all of them. There's just I've got to choose which ones I fill in. Like some of the big ones, you don't want to go and necessarily fill in everything. You've got one over here that's kind of open. I could go and fill this one in, but I think instead, rather than fully fill that one in, I'm going to just partially fill it in. So everything isn't too filled, you know? Maybe just nudge the eye in a bit more. There we go. There we go. There we go. Looks a bit cleaner. Also, I don't know what is going on with this, but that will not stand. So, what do we got here? We've got a weird, not quite circle shape in there. So if I just replace that with my own slightly imperfect circle. There we go. We'll do that. Good. And then what I'll do is I'll just take that over. Cleans up the weirdness a bit. And okay, so right. I've got to so this is where it can get a bit tricky. I've got to lay a color behind. This is like the color test. See, of course, we've got white in there at the minute. So first of all, what I'm going to do is select all the black. I've got all these different shapes. If you just unite them together from the Pathfinder panel, you can see it merges it all into a single shape. And then what we can do is not that. What we'll do is we'll get the white bits. We'll turn those into a compound path. A compound path will cause Illustrator to treat these two or more individual shapes. So they're not connected, but they'll be treated as one shape now. So if I try and subtract the white from the black. Okay, so I've got to make the black a compound path as well. And then I should now, here we go, subtract the white from the black. So now I know that's good. I know it's fantastic. It's not got any other colors in it that will cause problems. And then now I should be able to dump it onto a black background. I think it looks kind of cool. We could go and play around with it some more, and I'm sure I will. I've got no doubt that I would try and finish that one off. And blah, 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 blah. Do I want to get rid of these circles? Fill that in. Ooh. Oh yeah, actually getting rid of that one looks a bit like an eye. So by getting rid of that, just got to be careful I don't get rid of too many. I don't know, maybe the last two are a bit too many. I want to keep some of them in. It does make the letters kind of a bit clearer. Ah, yeah, there we go. That, oh, hang on a sec. Maybe I do want to get rid of them. That looks a bit clearer, right? Oh, come on then. We're just gonna, let's just go the whole way. There we go. So we've got the stroke effect, but we've also got the kind of text with fill. And I guess, oh, okay. I guess we're going to have to just, we can't have these sorts of little weird gaps. So we're going to have to fill that bit with the white as well. So the whole thing kind of hangs together. Whoa, where have I gone? Ah, there we go. Oh, maybe that last one was a bit too much. Maybe it just doesn't need to come in this far. So let's instead do something like that. There we go, just so it isn't kind of coming up too far. Oh, yeah, I mean, I could play around with that all day. Oh, dear me. Right, let's just kind of... There we go, quickly tie up those bits. And we could... Yeah, there we go. So we've got the kind of before and the after. So the word iced becomes a bit more easy to read. What I could do, actually, if I wanted to go back a few steps, is make the words Luke's and coffee a bit bigger. And that would sort of like bridge these gaps a little bit more naturally. So that's possibly what I'll do. But let's just throw in... Let's throw in a color. Something like that. Slap in an orange. There we go. Slap and dash. Nice punchy orange. Luke's iced coffee. In fact, actually. Oh, okay, this is a cool trick. This is a cool trick. All right, you'll like this. So I've got this all in orange, but I want to get the text white. But at the moment, the text is all transparent. So if I select the outline with the direct selection tool and hit delete or backspace 1 and 2, it will leave behind the fill. And yeah, what I can do is I can then shape builder tool those bits out, because now I want to make that white. And then I just nudge it back in. Group them together. Pop them in the center. Oh, there we go. It's not too bad. That's not too bad. Still needs work. Please zoom out to see the mess you made. Absolutely. There we go. Oh, at least I didn't take up the entire 6,000 square pixel art board. Oh. So, where did we start? There we go. We started around here. Outlined the text quite early on. Got into Ringpool City. Over here. I think it looked more like a can. There's another version there. When it the line work was thinner on the text. I mean, I still like this one here in solid black. There's another version that does look more ring pull. I don't know. Maybe that's a good one. Oh, you work with this font often? I've never used it before. It's good fun. It's good font. See, I might go back and think I might have been onto something there. So I am going to grab that one and go and dump it up here and be like, look, see, the ring pull idea could work. I just need to refine the execution a little bit. Yeah, what else did we do? Custom apostrophe. Yeah, the ring pull there wasn't that bad either. It's funny. Sometimes when you can go back and look through the work, like the earlier versions. Yeah, no, I feel like there is a version where the ring pull does exist and it looks okay. So we'll put those there. But like I said, you know, if we go back into Photoshop, there was loads of other little squiggles. I like this one actually with the smoothie. I might do something with that. All these ideas here that we didn't even get to. Yeah, no, it's been good fun though. It's been good fun. Not bad. At least we ended up with something, all right? What font is it, says Gavin? It's Riffic. If I go and select it, there we go. It's this font here. RIFFIC from 1001fonts.com. Riffic. Yeah, I noticed a few people saying about making bits of the logo an ice cube. Phil says, nah. What about trying to make the apostrophe a melting ice cube? Yeah. I think because it's Luke's iced coffee, I think you could get, yeah, if you could get the ice cubes in there somehow, that would look pretty cool. I mean, that is kind of, yeah, that is the sort of, it's not just coffee, it's iced coffee. So you could do something like that. Just playing on this idea, if I were to kind of, oh, let's do it in Illustrator. Why not? If I were to sketch something out really quick, you know, we've got our, you could add in somehow into a design some ice cubes, and you could turn that, that obviously looks like nothing, but you see what I'm going for? Like actually add in some ice cubes. Let's try and draw some proper ice cubes. That was awful, Dan. So ice. There we go. We've got one ice cube. Another one like that. And then maybe one just hanging out in the back there. Contained within a terrible, terrible ellipse. Or we could do something a bit more abstract. So you could kind of just have that. And then obviously you've got the straw. I mean, you could have the straw coming down. Or you could just have it like that, and that could work. Or we could add a straw in. Get rid of that one. I mean, there's so many different ideas. You know, so you could kind of have like you know, you get those plastic cups that are very sort of round, and they've got the hole that the straw goes through in the top. You got the ice bubbling, and then where have we got it? You know, Luke's iced coffee, and then you got that just kind of sat on top. Do you see what I mean? So you've got the kind of ice cubes floating in the drink, and you could represent that in a slightly more kind of minimal way. That's just literally me spitballing ideas. Obviously that looks awful, but I'm pretty sure you could refine that and get that looking pretty decent. And then I do love the drink idea, like this sketch here. So yeah, all different ideas. A coffee cup that looks like an ice cube. Oh, goodness. Why'd you have to say that? Now I'm going to start playing around with it. Coffee. Oh, what's going on here? Steady on Illustrator. Coffee cup that looks like an ice cube. I mean, I suppose, yeah, what would you have the handle down there? Yeah, I mean, you could do. It's my cube mug. Round off the edges and add some like reflection-y bits for the ice. Yeah, I suppose you could do something like that. That would probably take a bit more sketching because obviously I just drawn a cube there, but that's where I would find it really helpful having ice as a reference image to get the highlights and things in the right place. to get the curves in the right place. You might have the ice dripping, for example. So obviously ice does have a lot more curves than I've been drawing it. That looks more like a marshmallow, but you know, like the ice might melt into a puddle. It's meant to be ice. It doesn't quite look like ice. And then yeah, you might have the mug handle kind of round there. Ho ho ho! Dear me, Dan, stop being an idiot. Did you see what I mean? Yeah, so you could do that. You could have a melting ice cube as a coffee mug. Then you could have a nice, delicious, swirly coffee in the middle of the ice cube. Again, it looks awful, but it doesn't matter. We're just kind of playing with ideas. No one's ever going to see this apart from everyone here watching. Normally when working with a client or a brand or whatever, they don't see that stuff that's on the cutting room floor, so to speak. So right, I need to go and eat something, quite possibly some chicken. Yeah, this has been fun. So, thank you so much to everyone for joining. I've had an absolute blast as always. You're all absolute legends. What day is it? Thursday. Yeah. So have a fantastic rest of your week, a fantastic weekend. Oh, before I go, I should promote the course again. Hey, we'll do it just one more time. Here's the course. It'll teach you everything I know about Illustrator. 17 years in 6 hours. Here's the discount code if you're interested. And with the course, you get basically access to DM me anytime you like if you get stuck. This guy does sure love chicken. He does indeed. When is the next stream? That's a good point. So this is probably going to be the last stream until... I don't know, actually. I'm going away to Louisiana next Tuesday. And I'm off on Monday. So I get back on... When do I get back on this? I get back on the 6th of March. And I'll probably be recovering from jet lag. So possibly on the 7th, the day after, or maybe Friday, the 8th. Yeah, maybe Friday the 8th, just in case I'm kind of a bit jet lagged, but we'll see. There's a 6-hour time difference, so I might be all right. We'll see. But yeah, so, I'm going to miss you, but I definitely need some time off to go and hang in America with my friend. Shoot some guns. Thank you very much. Right, have a fantastic rest of your week and a fantastic weekend, guys. Thanks again so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, I'll see you when I'm back. Cheers.